be really difficult to select the right materials for your flat roof, whether it's residential or a commercial building. Especially when it comes to your business. The last thing you need is for any issues to interfere. Like a roof leak. I am here today to let you in on what to look out for when it comes to flat roofs. What are the different types of preferred materials you can choose from? And the pros and cons of each material. Let's get into it. When you think of a roofing company, you may think of a company that can fix any type of roof. Well, the truth is that some companies may be better at a certain type of material than others. It can be really difficult to select the right materials for your flat roof, whether it's residential or a commercial building. For instance, they could specialize in metal and shingle roofs, but have little experience when it comes to flat roofs. So you want to hire an expert who specializes in this particular method and are experts in all aspects of commercial and residential roofing, including installation, repair, and maintenance. Ultimately, what you really want is a company that can give you the highest quality of application technique, quality control, and of course, attention to detail. Why? Well, for instance, when it comes to flat roofs, there are many different types of methods and materials to install a flat roof. Just like anything, if it is not done well, it will not last. So you want to hire a company that has all the qualities I just mentioned before and who works in accordance with building codes. Okay, so let's talk about the three main types of materials for flat roofs. TPO. Oh God. All right, guys, I'm gonna try and pronounce these, but yeah, you'll see what I mean in a minute. Polyolefin, TPO, thermoplastic polyolefin, polyolefin. Let's just go with that. Ooh, this is a good one. EPDM, ethylene, propylene, diene, monomer. Wow. And modified bitumen. Ha, got that one. So let's start with TPO. Thermoplastic polyolefin. Yep. You're welcome. TPO has been around for 20 years and is one of the youngest and fastest growing commercial roofing system on the market. This material is made up of a single layer membrane of synthetic and reinforced scrim. Now, because this material is white, it does a really good job at reflecting the sun's UV rays. Because it has a protective system that deflects from the sun, it helps reduce the demand of air conditioning in hot weather. Installation. TPO comes in 45 to 60 thousandths of an inch in thickness. It is a little more complicated to install because it does require more equipment and good application technique. TPO is hot air welded together with a machine that runs down the seams and heats the membrane to a pliable surface that adheres to itself. This installation technique seems to be more efficient than EPDM, simply because it is much less prone to separation. This is simply because it is heat pressed as opposed to seamed or hot glued. Cost. Now, it would usually cost anywhere between $5 to $10 per square foot. Lifespan. If installed properly and maintained well, TPO should last anywhere between 15 to 20 years. So what is the downside to TPO? Well, TPO is a much newer product, which means it has not been tested as much as all the other materials. It also does expand and contract due to the weather, so it will be affected by this. And of course, if you do not hire the right contractor, there can be issues, such as the material being improperly welded and it may come loose, causing, of course, all sorts of issues such as leaks and premature damage. EPDM roofing. So this is a much older method and it actually has been around since the 1960s. EPDM is also referred to as rubber roofing. This is because it's a single ply membrane material that is flexible like a synthetic rubber compound. EPDM roofing has a darker membrane and this means it will absorb the heat, unlike TPO that will deflect it. Installation. EPDM comes in 45, 60, and 90 thousandths of an inch. The industry standard though is 60 thickness, which is about the size of a quarter coin. With EPDM, you roll the seam together with a chemical bond. This method is cheaper to install because it requires a lot less materials, and this method is cheaper because it is easier and it requires less application technique. This material is also lighter and is more convenient because it is sold in wider rolls. Cost. If you should decide to go with an EPDM roof, you should expect to pay anywhere between $5 to $10 per square foot. Lifespan. Generally, a well-installed EPDM roof will last anywhere between 25 to 30 years. But it is even said that it can last up to 50 years. This, of course, does depend on the thickness of the material, maintenance, and any inspections that can detect any issues or signs of trouble that, simply put, can expand the lifespan of the roof. So the downfall to this material is the fact that the ultraviolet rays can actually degrade the adhesive glue used on the seams and flashing, causing premature separation. Also, the membrane being black attracts the UV light. And this, of course, affects the lifespan of the material because during the heat and the cold, this material will expand and contract. Protective mats are also needed during the installation because this material can actually puncture quite easily. So this is another reason why you want to make sure you hire a certified contractor. Modified bitumen. So this type of material actually began in Europe in the 1960s and didn't really become so popular in the US until the 1970s. This is an asphalt-based material and it's designed to withstand the harsh exposure to the extreme environmental elements. However, the popularity of more modern single membrane systems, such as EPDM and TPO, has reduced the demand for modified bitumen roofing. Installation. A modified bitumen roofing generally consists of 2 layers, a base sheet and a cap sheet. Modified bitumen is very similar to ice and water shield. The base sheet is often self-adhered and the cap sheet is torched down to be fused together to prevent separation. It is designed to be flexible, which helps the longevity of the material, especially in extreme hot and cold weather. It is easy to install and you can layer it on top of old materials. Cost. The cost of modified bitumen is anywhere between $4 and $6 per square foot. Lifespan. So modified bitumen has one of the shortest lifespans out of all the flat roofs and it goes anywhere between 15 to 20 years. But since it's a low maintenance roofing system, it can last longer with some care and of course, maintenance. So let's finally compare these 3 materials. TPO. Pros. Protects against UV light, lowers electric bill, higher resistance to punctures, lifespan of 15 to 20 years. Cons. A newer product on the market. It expands and contracts due to the weather. There can be issues such as the material being improperly welded and may come loose, causing all sorts of issues such as leaks and premature damage. EPDM. Pros. Cheaper than TPO. Easy to install. Leaks are easy to patch. Longer lifespan of 25 to 30 years. Cons. The standard black material absorbs the heat. It's also more vulnerable to punctures. The adhesive glue can come loose. Modified bitumen. Pros. Easy to install. Its price is in the middle of the pack. High resistance to puncture. Flexible material. Class A fire resistant. Easy to repair tears or holes in the system. Cons. The lifespan of 15 to 20 years, even less if it gets damaged. When modified bitumen is applied using the heat torch method, it releases harmful fumes. After installation, the stinky odor of the new roof may last for a few days. So what do you need to consider when it comes to choosing the right materials for your home? Look, it really does depend on the area and the climate that you live in, because each material would do better or worse depending on the environment. The other thing you have to take into consideration is to check your building codes. Some coats require very specific materials, so of course your choices may be limited. Also, there are a lot of factors that come into pricing. It will of course vary on the grade of the material that you choose, whether there was removing of the existing roofing material, the extent of any damage, the size of the roof, so on and so forth. Another important add-on to your flat roof is that you might want to look into SPF. Spray polyurethane foam? I hope I said that right. Spray polyurethane foam, we're just gonna go with that. This is a popular roofing option for flat roofs because it simply adds extra protection. SPF is a sprayed applied material that is made by mixing chemicals to create foam. This is applied with spray equipment, providing a roof covering that can go over an existing roof and over new construction. SPF is widely used because it insulates the building, seals cracks and gaps, making the building more energy efficient, and of course, providing a moisture barrier. What is so great about this foam material is that it's designed to expand and contract in accordance to the outside temperature, and therefore reducing the likelihood of splits and cracks. Once the SPF roof is installed, it requires minimum maintenance, and depending on the thickness of the coat, it can last anywhere between 10 to 20 years. And of course, a little more. It is even said that it can last up to 50 years. So the application of the spray is a process that needs to be done correctly. From the beginning, the contractor needs to be precise in their application. Not only that, but also have an understanding of the chemicals that they're using. It does not require a large crew to install SPF, but it does require a high degree of technical knowledge and of course, experience. That's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was informational, educational, maybe a little entertaining. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, and don't forget that we also have plenty of videos on roofing and solar. So hop onto our YouTube channel and check them out. As always, it was a pleasure. Have a great day.